I'm Denver Hospodarsky, faculty at the School of Forestry at Northern Arizona University. Most people know me as Dr. H. As you watch this, I will have been retired and moved on. But some have felt that the message of the three-legged stool is worthwhile enough that we might record it so that you can hear it today. The message about the three-legged stool is a message about achievement during your stay in the forestry program at Northern Arizona University. It is a discussion of how you can probably best be successful, not only in your academic program in forestry, but then subsequently, as a result of that program, as a professional forester. And that's what I want to talk to you about today using the prop of the three-legged stool that I have here. I made this stool myself, and it may look like it too, but don't be too critical about the carpentry. There's three main components of your forestry program at NAU that I want to encourage you to focus on, not only today, but throughout your stay here at Northern Arizona University. Now, you're all here probably for the same reason, and that is to get your degree in forestry on your way to becoming what is described on the top of the stool, the seat of the stool, to be a professional forester. And to become a professional forester, to be a successful one, I maintain that you need these three legs of the stool to support you in that achievement to become a professional. And of course, you're here today at NAU, School of Forestry, because you know that it is an accredited forestry program. It's accredited by our professional society, and it's recognized nationally as one of the top 10 forestry programs in North America. And so you're here, at least primarily today, to achieve this part of the support of your becoming a professional, and that is your education, your forestry education. So let's see what happens if you make the assumption that, well, all I need to do is do well in my courses, and I will be then a professional forester. Let's try this. Well, we've got this leg that's education, so let's take off the two legs that are not education. Now, education is important. Don't get me wrong about that, because that's what I've been involved with here at the school for almost 30 years now, is education. So will the stool stand? Will you be a professional forester if all you do is get your education? Well, let's try it out. What do you think, though? You think this stool is going to stand? Well, let's try it out and see. Now, I'm going to try my best to make us successful as a professional just based upon a good education. So I'm going to do my best. Try my best. Can't make it stand for very long, can I? So I'm going to say to you, suggest to you, that there is more that you need to support this becoming a professional, a successful professional forester. And you might guess, well, it must be these other legs in support. Let's try another one. Here's a leg called work experience, also important. Now, in forestry, we usually get work experience during the summers, and sometimes we also can find work while we're in school. And the work experience can be full-time work experience in forestry, part-time work experience in forestry, or any kind of work experience, just to demonstrate that you know how to work, how to hold the job, and so on. Don't limit it to paid work experience, because more and more employers are considering volunteer work experience to be on the same par as paid work experience. So especially during the school year, when you may not have time because of your studies to hold down a job, consider doing something as a volunteer, maybe for a forestry-related organization. And that will really count nicely toward this accumulation of work experience. So work experience, let's add this as one leg of the stool. Now, what we're trying to do, we're trying to achieve this status that is called the professional forester. And there's an expectation in society what that involves: education, work experience, maybe more. But let's see if it'll stand, our profession will stand just based on two legs. It seems steadier. Seems steadier now, doesn't it? It's still kind of tippy this way. It's nice this way. So let's see. I can't get it to stand. It'll stand for a little while. But the object lesson tells us that, well, we still don't have enough. We don't have enough support. And so that leads us to the third leg. The third leg we call professionalism. And part of professionalism is leadership. When we go to our national convention every year, and usually there's an opportunity for students to be hired at the convention. So over the past 20 years or so, I've been at the convention with our students, and I've watched the interview process take place. And I've always been gratified to find that our students from NAU are usually hired at the convention at a much higher rate than from other schools. And that's been a source of pride for the school itself as well. And I've asked, after the hiring process, I've gone to the employers, the people who actually did the interviewing and the hiring, and I've asked them directly, why did you hire the NAU student as compared to maybe the other 20 or 30 that you interviewed? And far too often, to be just chance, what they say is, because they have demonstrated to me that they know the principles and have experience in leading people. And that's what my organization needs. It needs people who know how to lead other people. And that's part of this professionalism. And so I bring that back to you to encourage you to gain this experience, because this is what's really going to separate you from people from other forestry programs, is this professionalism leg. Now, how do you achieve what is called professionalism? Well, one thing is to get involved with your professional society and demonstrate that you are committed to the profession of forestry, and that would be the Society of American Foresters. The other, and probably the most important, is that the School of Forestry has a number of student organizations that are supported by the School of Forestry. We got the Forestry Club that you're familiar with. We've got the student chapter of the Society of American Foresters as another organization which meets within Forestry Club. We've got Xi Sigma Pi. We've got the SAFE organization, which was related to fire ecology, and so on. So these organizations exist for one reason only, and that is so that students, while they're in school and may not have other opportunities to gain these skills at professionalism and leadership, have access to opportunities to become leaders of other people. So take advantage of these opportunities. Get involved with the student organizations, either in forestry or somewhere else on campus, because that's where you're going to develop these leadership skills. Okay? These organizations, you may think, well, what can I do for them? Well, if you go and you make a commitment to the organization, very soon they're going to be calling on you to do a lot of things that are going to make you stretch and learn skills at leadership. It's inevitable that it happen. So this is what separates you from those 2,000 other people that graduate in forestry each year in the United States. This leg right here. This is what's going to give you that entree into the job that you want. So let's see what happens here. Let's put this leg in here. What do you think? Is this a rigged kind of demonstration? Here we go. We've got our professionalism now. And now we're graduating seniors, right? And so, what do you think? There it is. Rock solid. So you are ready to enter the profession of forestry now, I maintain. And you're going to be successful because of the combination of the three. One of the best forestry educations in the country. You're going to work hard to gain that work experience that is expected of everyone who works in forestry. And then, all important, you're going to separate yourself from others by gaining the skills of this leg. So there you are as a professional forester. I want you to remember the story of the three-legged stool, and especially the relationship among the legs, because you need all three to be successful. And there's one leg that is, as I say, is often overlooked in other forestry programs around the country. And that is to make sure that when I come out of forestry school, I have these skills, these professional skills, especially leadership. And you have the opportunities here at the school to do this. So, thank you for coming, and I wish you all the success as you are foresters in training to become and achieve the status of the professional forester. And as some of you sense, there is no finer profession on the face of the earth than being a forester. So thank you very much.